Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the KELTONTEC Solutions Limited Q1 FY22 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone telephone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings call for the first quarter of the financial year 2022. Before we begin, I would like to mention a short cautionary statement. Some of the statements made in today's call may be forward-looking in nature, and such forward-looking statements are subject to risk and uncertainties which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's beliefs as well as assumptions made from the information currently available to the management. Audiences are cautioned not to place any undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and financial quarter under review. Now I would like to introduce you to the management participating with us today in the earnings call. We have with us Mr. Niranjan Chintan, Chairman and Whole-Time Director, Mr. Karanjit Singh, Chief Executive Officer, India, and Mr. Srinivas Puthluri, Chief Executive Officer, US. With this, I now hand the conference over to the management. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Q1 22 earnings call. Just want to start off with first the numbers of what we achieved last quarter, and then we'll give some commentary around those numbers, and then we'll take any questions that you might have. Last quarter, we have, on a consolidated basis, we have a revenue of 204 crores with an EBITDA of 26.2 crores. And a PAT of 16.3 crores, and an EPS of 1.7 crores. This, if you look at comparable quarter to last year, the revenue was about 12.5% higher than last year's the same quarter. EBITDA is about 3.8% higher, and the PAT was 13.2% higher. Also, the EPS also was about 12.6% higher. Now, coming to the standalone numbers, we achieved 25.8 or 26 crores revenue with a PAT of 1.92 crores, which comes down to an EPS of about 20 paisa is what it came down to for the last quarter. In addition to this, we have 14 new customers in this last quarter. Some of them have started producing revenue already this quarter. And some will start soon. So that is a very high level numbers around what we have achieved last quarter. With that, I would like to ask Karanjit to briefly talk about some of the customer wins that we have for the last quarter. So just to give you a perspective on the different kinds of industries that these customers span, and also this gives you some confidence as to our story that we are telling and how successful we are in telling our story and what we are able to achieve. Karanjit, over to you.
Yeah. So I will just brief about a couple of customers. So we have one customer across automotive, aircraft manufacturing, real estate, a new age fintech leader, a human resource services company, as well as an e-commerce technology company. To give you a sense of the kind of work that we have signed up for an automotive company, we have been selected as the strategic technology partner, where we are going to help them redefine the end-to-end user experience and modernize their technical capabilities in next-gen infotainment products. for the real estate technology company. This is an interesting one where we are going to help them build a blockchain-based enabled smart fund routing system. What this will, it will help them make the real estate transactions more transparent and easy to track, and also help with smooth securitization of expenses, as well as do fractional ownership using this blockchain technology. That's kind of what it enables. The work that we are doing with the human resource services, this is all on the digital side. What we are doing there is we're going to help them build a robust organizational behavior influencing platform, which will kind of, so these are all, adding the new age features used to help them improve productivity and, employee satisfaction and decision-making capability using a lot of behavior influencing kind of workflows. Similarly, for the e-commerce technology company, this is in UK, we are going to help them build a revolutionary B2B e-commerce and customer engagement platform that will basically help them with user experience and drive higher sales conversions. So these are some of them. Srini, if you would like to talk about a couple of wins on your side.
Sure. Thank you, Karanjit. So obviously part of the verticals that the U.S. market, that we have penetrated in the U.S. market and started new projects include probably the largest aircraft manufacturer in the world. We are working with them. They have selected us from a perspective of their digital transformation services. We are helping them, or basically their distribution services arm, to manage their core system integration, right? So we were chosen as strategic partners to manage integrations and communication between their core systems for better process management and information exchange. So this is more of a digital integration between their core systems, that is the infrastructure side, application infrastructure. So this is a marquee win for us. We are excited about it. And then another marquee win obviously includes a leading fintech leader who is doing some innovative stuff in the digital transformation space, building non-fungible tokens marketplace, a scalable ERC 721 compliant Ethereum blockchain-based NFT marketplace. So basically they're building payment wallets, they're building a non-fungible token marketplace. They're talking about cross-country transfers of cryptocurrency as well as regular currency, and so on. So this is a cutting-edge technology space that we are partnering with this fintech services company. And these are the two main ones that we have started this quarter, and we are excited about that. Over to you, Ranjan.
Thank you, Srini and Karanjit. A little bit more commentary around the COVID impact for last quarter. While the COVID impact when it comes to our delivery was not there, we did lose a few of our employees for COVID, and a number of, extended family of employees, we did lose some of them. But, we were able to provide some help by our Corona warriors, or what you want to call it, the Corona task force that we set up. They were able to provide resources for them during this second wave of COVID, which impacted everybody. And while we were initially thinking of coming back to the office by May, June timeframe, and now we have deferred that with the forecast that there could be a third wave. So all of our employees, or majority of our employees rather, are working out of their houses. We do have some skeletal staff that is going into the office for the tech support people and the critical employees that are needed in the office, there in the office. While US is getting back to normal, I'll let Srini explain what's happening in the U.S. side of the employees, how we are going back to office a few days a week. Srini, could you just talk about a little bit about how U.S. is coming back into office and the impact there of the customers and what is happening there also?
Sure, absolutely. So most of our offices, I mean, obviously we have offices in different cities. The main offices in the Princeton area as well as in the Virginia area, which I operate out of, we have in the past 1.5 to 2 months started coming into work. We've taken all the protocols that are necessary, and we are meeting 2 days a week. We expect to expand that to 3 to 4 days a week in the coming future. No untoward incidents. The transition has been good. People are adapting, coming back to work and working together. It's great to be in that mode. So all of our staff that are coming into the offices are vaccinated, and we are considering all the procedures possible. From a consultant's perspective that report into the client side, a couple of our customers have requested that August is the month that they are coming back into work, their internal employees, and that by September we need to make arrangements to ensure that our employees, our consultants who are working on client sites, will have to start coming as well. This is all obviously depending information we have with respect to what is happening in the COVID world. If things change in the near future, then obviously these will be reconsidered. But those are the decisions. All of our consultants that are going to be reporting into the client sites in September are all vaccinated and they are ready to go. So travel has started. We have started visiting our existing customers. Some of them are back in the offices. Some of them are still remote, but we were able to meet them in either outside of their workplaces or whatever it may be. So things are coming back up to, they're not normal as yet, but there is a lot of activity. There is a lot of face-to-face meetings that are beginning to happen. And from my perspective, I believe that in a month or two, we should be able to be fully on site at our client sites and also in our internal offices. Back to you, Daniel.
Yeah, so a little bit related to the, vaccination drive in India. We have whoever needed vaccination, we were able to provide vaccination for our employees that are either in Hyderabad and or the Gurugram area. We are offered free vaccination to any employee that wanted it. We also extended that to the immediate family. So that is something that we have done a few drives of vaccination for our employees. While at this time, since everybody is working from home, they are spread out. We have, not able to provide the vaccine to all the way down to where they are. But that is something that we are also considering how best to make sure that our employees are safe and the extended family is safe. These are some of the steps that we are weighing when it comes to bringing back people to office. Whenever that happens, these are some of the considerations that are going through within the management as well as the task force that we have. With that, operator, could we open up for questions?
Sure. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may please press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Thank you. The first question is from the line of Hitesh Sharma from White Sky. Please go ahead.
Yeah, would like to understand, like the promoters holding has gone down by 3% and pledging has gone up by 0.83%. Any specific reason? and what will be the future forecast for the new business deals?
Okay. Thank you, Hitesh. We'll talk about first, I guess, the pledging. The pledging actually has come down. We have actually reduced our pledging. I don't know where you saw that the pledging has gone up. We moved from one bank to another bank. Maybe that's what you're seeing, when the pledging related movement happened from one bank to one. It was released and then assigned to another bank. But actually, our pledge has come down dramatically. Now, coming to the promoters selling the shares or reducing the thing. See, just like we talked about the COVID has, I guess, taught the importance of two things when it comes to in this pandemic. One is the health. Health is very important, which is something that, like I told you earlier, we are mindful and ensuring that all our employees are safe. So is the extended family, because we do believe that the mental state of the employee is very important. Hence the reason why we have extended a lot of doctors on call. Whoever needed mental health support, we were providing that. All that related. The second one that I guess has become very important in the COVID times is the liquidity. Liquidity when it comes to the company as well as individuals too, right? That is one of the reasons why the promoters have divested some of the shares. It's to do with liquidity, just to ensure that on I guess a cloudburst. Lately, everybody's talking about cloudburst, right? We are okay when it comes to a rainy day, but we were not okay when it comes to a flood or a cloudburst, and we want to ensure that the continuity happens for the company as well as us as individuals. Hence the reason why some shares were sold just for the liquidity reasons.
Yeah, that
you asked. Last question you asked is about the forecast. Currently, we have about 600 crores worth of order book that is booked. So the forecast is looking much better than last year. We would do more than last year. So hence, I don't want to give a number yet because we don't know what the COVID third wave impact is going to be. Even though Srini has pointed out to you that US is coming back to normal, but at the same time there is a worry there about the Delta variant in the US and the impact. Right now, I think you are aware that the caseload there is more than 100,000 per day case is increasing in US. What is the impact for that? We don't believe there's going to be an impact, but because of the different variants, right? I don't want to project a number and tell you and then not meet, but I can assure you that it will be much better than what we were last year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hitesh.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants to ask a question. You may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Pushkar Gupta, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, Pushkar.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah. So, congratulations on the number and sorry for the loss due to COVID. So, I have a couple of questions. So, first one is, so due to the new client wins, does the company have to hire resources to deliver the project, or the current employee strength is sufficient to deliver these projects? Are we employing, providing multiple projects to an employee in a way, and also is there a challenge the company is facing for hiring talent in US, EU, and India itself?
Okay, let me first start off with hiring, right? To answer your question, we do not have too large a bench, right? That is something that was I guess must have. But what happened lately is, because I think you are aware, IT industry is very hot. The talent pool acquisition has become a challenge. While we are working creatively to hire, train staff, we do not have enough people today to fully staff the new project wins that we have. So we have projected out also, I think there's one of the interviews where I gave out that we projected out that probably about 400 people would be is what we would be hiring for this fiscal year. to support the staff. To support the new customer wins as well as the projected growth that we are anticipating that is going to happen. Now, coming to your question about the challenges of hiring, just like, I guess everybody else in the IT industry, we are all facing the same challenges. So I'll let Karanjit talk a little bit greater detail, but just to suffice to say, I'll just give you a broad highlight, is that, where earlier we were, I'm just making numbers up just for discussion, where earlier we were hiring close to 100, I guess, freshers. Now we have increased that to, by another 50% to hire 150 people, just to get these people up to speed and be ready for this new projected wins that we have and also some of the things that we have in pipeline. Karanjit, do you want to talk a little bit about the challenges? And I know you are part of an ASCOM, some of these groups, so you can talk in general about what's happening in the industry too.
Yeah, thanks, Niranjan. Yeah, so, Pushkar, as Niranjan said, these are all-round challenges for the IT industry. Talent is becoming a big challenge to hire. Initially, it was sort of, it kind of hit us, but then now it's been a couple of months and we have kind of started organizing ourselves better and coming up with creative ways to deal with these things. But obviously, there are issues around it being very hot, people taking offers and not honoring those offers, expectations, multiple offers, and all that. So those challenges are there. We are also facing them. Just that we have kind of now figured our heads around it and come up with some creative ways to improve the situation. It's not like we're just executing better. And in fact, this is something that gets discussed in almost every forum that we are part of nowadays. And whatever initially it was only we saw it firsthand for ourselves, but when we speak with our peers in the industry as part of some forums like NASCOM and all, we it's the same everywhere. Everybody is dealing with similar challenges. Some of them more than us, some of them a little less than us. And obviously, there are also creative ways that people have figured out that get shared, and we try to implement some of those. Yeah, everybody and every time we go there, right now the agenda, the first thing that comes up is about this, and the agenda pretty much gets hijacked, at least in the first half, talking about the challenges, the unprofessionalism, multiple offers, people not honoring offers, and those kind of things.
Thank you, Karanjit.
Okay. Yeah. There's another question. Half of it actually Srinivas answered in the call about the joining back to the office in the COVID times, but that was from the US perspective. Any plans to following any hybrid model for work within India? What is the plan and what is the strategy to manage the talent within India itself?
So to answer your question about the back to office model, and ultimately I think we will have a hybrid model for sure, because that is where the industry is going. But at this time, right now, it is going to be remote for us. We're just wait and watching what's happening with the vaccination drive and the waves of COVID that is coming around. As you are aware, right, unlike US, Indian vaccination as a percentage of the population, I know absolute numbers, we are doing much better than everybody in the world. When it comes to percentage population, we are very low, whereas US has achieved, about 70% vaccination rate. And even though they had at 70% plus, they are getting, close to 100,000 plus cases every day. And they are expecting that it's going to get to 200,000 cases. So we are very mindful about the health of our employees, because that is more very important for us. Hence, we are deferred that decision to a later date. We are going by quarter to quarter. At this time, we are saying it is not going to be this quarter. We will revisit this probably, sometime in September to see if it is going to be, either before December, or we're going to defer it a little bit more than December. But at this time, I don't have a solid answer for you to tell you, or a solid date to give you when we'll be back. But it is going to be a hybrid model. How much of it is going to be work from home? How much of it is in the office? Those are things that, it's too early at this time, given the environment that we are currently.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Pushkar.
Thank you. Reminder to all the participants, to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Shubham Verma, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Shubham.
Good afternoon. First of all, congratulations on the number you people achieved. So it looks very good, Y and Y. So I was having a question about European expansion, because last investors call, we heard that you were talking about expansions in Europe. So are we on track to achieve the revenue diversification targets that company set for the EMEA geo?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question, Shubham. So we have hired a European head who comes highly recommended, and he used to work at Wipro as a European head too. And we have hired him. He has come on board. He's chalked out his plans. We are discussing that on what it's going to be for this fiscal year, what it's going to be for next fiscal year. But, like I stated earlier in, I think, probably one of the interviews, where I said we want to get to 15% revenue from Europe. That is still on target. Probably we'll achieve that in a couple of years. So that is something that, is in the works. And as you also are aware, COVID has impacted in Europe, and there are much, stricter lockdowns still going on there compared to other regions. So it is going to take a little bit of time. This year, is probably going to be, maybe 1-2% more than what we achieved last year. But starting next year is when, we believe that, the growth will be much better than it is for this year.
Mr. Verma?
I think it's done. So go on to the next one now.
We move to the next question. That's from the line of Hitesh Sharma from White Sky. Please go ahead.
Hi, Hitesh.
Thank you again. I just wanted to check up, because I see your enterprise solution and consulting business is small. I don't know how much of the attention it carries of yours. Why not focus only on the digital transformation? Okay, this is a strategic call, management is shooting as a...
So you're asking a question, why we're still doing those two, right?
Yeah,
so
why you are still continuing that 2-3 crores business?
See, what happens, what we have seen, right? In an enterprise, customer base that, we have, there is a requirement for SAP. SAP is not going to go away. There are some digital integration related activities that happen. That is, we're talking about the middleware kind of stuff, right? Those demand is still there. And when we go to a customer, we don't want to say no to a customer. So hence the reason why we do a little bit of consulting kind of a gigs too. Because what happens is, just like us, everybody has what we call the land and expand strategy. So when you say no to some customer saying, hey, I don't want to do that, one body that you want for Java, what happens is he goes find some other vendor that is going to come and provide him that particular resource. And so he has landed into our customer, and then he starts expanding. He says, I can do this also, I can do this also, right? So this is a strategy that we have, thought about. And we said, okay, we do want to do consulting because we don't want others to land and expand. Now, when it comes to the SAP kind of stuff, since SAP is not going to go away, that is going to continue on. Yes, SAP has come up with new ways of doing it, what they're calling it the digital. We are doing the digital SAP also, but the legacy systems is going to continue on, and new implementations, is where most of the money is, but, some of the customers are still not ready to do a new implementations. They're saying, okay, hey, we want to move some of these dates sideways because we believe that, we are not ready yet, or the pandemic, we don't have people that can do it. So these are some of the things that, we have in our mind before, or why we do this enterprise-related solution. I know Srini will have a lot more granular detail on that. I'll let Srini expand upon what I just stated. Srini, can you talk about why we still do enterprise-related services to our customers?
Yes, I think it's a very good question. So it's a strategic reason as to why we continue to do enterprise work. So basically, any ERP system connects the entire enterprise, right, with an organization. So you get to understand the business processes of the organization itself. And we have traditionally, or rather, we have due to our acquisitions and the way we have grown, we do have a bunch of existing enterprise clients. Now, if we need to do digital transformation with organizations, then this gives us a good base to land and expand, right? This is an existing client of ours. It would be easy for us to upsell and cross-sell any of the transformational services, the digital transformational services that we talk about. And also the enterprise landscape itself has morphed, right? At this point, you cannot say that SAP is not a part of a digital initiative for an organization. When organizations move from an ERP ECC system, SAP system, to an S/4HANA system, it is considered a digital transformation journey. It is a transformational journey that the organization is going through, right? Just based on how the technology is evolved, it is considered part of the digital landscape. Even when you talk of the integration services, earlier where you used to integrate systems in data centers, etc., these days it's all out. Cloud integration is part of the digital integration practice. And enterprises provide a larger revenue base, and it's important that if we want to expand, we need to show the expertise in all areas. Though digital transformation is the focus, and we have seen the evolution of enterprises move into digital space as well. And that is the reason, and that is where we are helping our large enterprises move forward in their journey. Does that understand, or you want me to elaborate more?
We also call it a Trojan house strategy, for that matter. And second was I asked what is the latest customer acquisition?
I'm sorry. So your question is latest customer acquisition. I think we did state that we have about 14 new customers, and Srini and Karanjit gave a little bit of background of those customers. So did we miss something there, Hitesh, that you're looking for?
Pardon me?
Are you looking for something specific on the new acquisition, customer acquisition? Because I thought we already stated that we already discussed about the new customer acquisitions.
No, we are only looking for the new customer acquisition in the some specific, which is going to, you said 600 crore is your pipeline customer acquisition, which is the biggest one in this customer, any marquee customer on that.
See, I can't give the names out without talking to, without getting approval from the customer. Right? You understand, right? So, yeah. So what I'm saying is, this is something, what we call the order book is what we have is about 600 crores. Okay, so about 80% of that order book is existing customers only. So we do have large customers, all the way from the largest logistical provider in the world to the largest banks of the world. So we do have customers like that. I know some of the names that we have already listed out in our customers, but I cannot give out specific on who exactly is providing that to us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Desh.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sagar from BNY Malone. Please go ahead.
Hi, and very congratulations for the result. I had a question similar to most ITC shareholders have probably. Since our overall the company's PE is pretty low compared to the other tech industries or the benchmarks around, are we planning to like onboard any institutional investors or FPI or something of those sort to really enhance or create more value to shareholders in general? Because I see most of the shareholding is either by the promoters or the public, which seems to be the retail investors.
So thank you for the question. We have been talking to number of analysts, number of I guess lately I'm not talking to fund houses, but we are talking to many customers, many FIIs for I guess if they would be interested. And we have reached out via roadshows. We have done investor relations management. We have tried, at this time, for some reason we are not successful. We are not able to put our finger on why we are not able to be successful to get some of these customers. It has become a moving target for us. In some cases where they said, okay, achieve a certain number, come back, and when we go back, they say, okay, we need more. Things have changed. All kinds of things that we keep hearing. But we have not been able to identify what that is, despite our best efforts, and we are continuing to try, and we have not given up. We do want to get institutional players into as a shareholder in our company, because that gives a brand recognition by them. But as a brand recognition-wise, Kellton is known very well in the India space. We are doing a lot of brand-related marketing in the rest of the world, and we'll be doing a lot of new initiatives very soon also. So all that we are doing, and coming to the valuation, you're right. We are very undervalued, but that is something that it's not in my hand. You ask me anything about operations, I would be able to answer that. You can hold me accountable for that. But share price is something that is beyond my control.
No, but thank you. We are happy to know that we acknowledge that the fact as such the management does that. Also, a quick thing to host, maybe it's not BNY Mellon, I'm in capacity as an individual investor. If you can just correct it later in the call. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants to ask a question. You may please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Shubham Verma from an individual investor. Please go ahead. Shubham Verma, an individual investor, your line is unmuted.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. Actually, my question was on the dividend side. So last time company declared a dividend. So when are we supposed to get that one?
See, the dividend will be paid out right after the AGM. We need to get some approvals. We have announced it. Then we need to get approval of the shareholder. Shareholder approval has to happen, and we are going to get that at the AGM. And I think there is a set time frame within which we have to send out the money, and we will be doing that. We'll follow whatever the protocol defines that we need to do. We'll be doing that. So it is going to be after the AGM is what it is.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may please press star and one. The next question is from the line of Evan Paul, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Ivan?
Mr. Paul, your line is unmuted. Can you please unmute yourself from the handset?
Okay. Sorry, I was on mute. So I missed the initial part of the call, so I don't know if you have mentioned it, but I just wanted to understand how is the pricing of new projects coming up? Are you able to price higher because of because as you mentioned earlier, the hiring is going up on the its cost of hiring new people is also going up. So how are you seeing the margin in the next couple of quarters? Because I think we have seen cost of hiring in IT is going up. So are you able to price your project at a...
You're right, Paul. So we are having that tough conversation with the customers. I'll let Karanjit talk about and give you a little bit more information related to how we're doing and what we're doing when we're having these tough conversations with our customer. Karanjit, can you answer that?
Yeah. So yeah, given the present challenges, wherever it's possible, we are talking to customers and basically speaking to them about, redoing the commercials around the present realities. And for most of the, so it's like it depends on customer to customer, but most customers are willing to have a conversation now, and we've been able to make some inroads there. For the newer business as well as newer positions, we are seeing success on that. For the existing business, we just get on a case by case.
Okay. I have one more question.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, I read somewhere 1 month back that your new European head will be giving out a new strategic plan. You will be unveiling that plan very soon. But since then, I haven't heard anything from you yet. So do you have any roadmap or strategic roadmap about how to pursue your growth in Europe now, or is it still under discussion?
Yeah, this is still under discussion. We will be announcing it soon, probably maybe sometime next month is what currently all these new initiatives are being vetted and internally, and we should have that announcement hopefully very soon.
So it will be made publicly, right? It will be
made public, yes, correct.
Okay, fine. And just one more question I have that is quite generic, but management can answer it. So what do you see as your competitive advantage over your competitors? I mean, that's some general question, but I just want to hear it from the CEO of the company. What competitive advantage you have seen in your company?
Let me start, and then I know Karanjit will add more to that. See, we were born digital, unlike others, where they branded themselves a digital company because that is where the trend was going on. Way back in 2009 when we started this journey, I think 2012 is when we really became a public organization by doing a reverse merger. We were born digital, unlike others where they saw the trend is happening and they said, okay, let's jump on the bandwagon. We started off early days when the smartphone BlackBerry was the smartphone then. They were trying to do digital on an analog phone. We had the highest level partnership with BlackBerry. And then we evolved from there. Then came iPhone, we evolved. Then came Android, we evolved into that. Then came cloud, then social. So we started evolving with the latest and greatest technologies. And we have always been in the cutting edge space. And that's why we brand ourselves as born digital. So we are also what we call ourselves is we are nimble. We are able to provide solutions within 6 to 12 weeks for the first MVP. And then, we work with the customers and come up with, what would be the next iteration of the journey or the product that they want to do. So very nimble. And we're also now a public company, so we just can't go away. So we are nimble and we're also stable. So those are the reasons, why we believe that we have a much better competitive advantage. And also, since we started this journey in the digital space, we have very good case studies and referenceable case studies that customers are aware of. When we go somewhere and we talk to customers, they know that we have done this. It's not something that we're doing a PPT where. and also, some of the things that, there is a recognition that, if Kellton cannot do it, nobody can do it. So that is what we strongly believe in, and that's the reason why we believe that, we are much better than our competitors. Karanjit, anything you want to add, Karanjit, to this?
I think Niranjan, you have pretty much covered everything very well.
Okay. Thank you, Karanjit.
Thank you, Niranjan. That was wonderful. I hope you can win more contracts and grow your revenue and profitability base in the coming quarters.
Thank you. We'll absolutely give it our best.
Yeah, hopefully. I trust you. I continue to hold your shares.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Reminder to all the participants, to ask a question, you may please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Niranjan Chintan from KELTONTEC Solutions Limited for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining our Q1 earnings call. We have our AGM on September the 27th. We'll be sending the notification out very soon. Please save the date. We'd love to be talking to all of you again. And we can do much more interaction in AGM. This time also we'll be doing it over video conferencing, so would be happy for maximum participation, and you'll be able to understand, and we can get into granular details of how we do what, because the previous previous AGM we had very good conversations with the shareholders, where we were able to show and tell some of the stuff that we do day in and day out, and how we do it, and why we do certain things. So look forward to seeing all of you at AGM. And if not, then we'll talk again in the next earnings call. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of KELTONTEC Solutions Limited, that concludes this conference call. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.